All right, welcome in, sports fans, to the Fantasy Sports Talk with Jesse and Lee. I'm your host, Jesse, flying solo once again. No Lee today, he's out of town. Family matters he had to tend to. Hope everything's all right with you, brother. Today we'll go through the breakdowns of last week's matchups, winners and losers, go through some news and updates, and of course our Just $1 segment. All right, guys, let's get going. Let's do it. All right, first breakdown, we're going to look at the Sensation versus Rooks matchup. This one was entertaining to listen to. Rooks was going into this slight favored, but it turned out to not be as close as the projections were. Rooks wins this matchup 150 over 126. High scores was Matt Ryan finally had a day coming through for Rooks there. Stephon Diggs had another big game. 13 targets, 10 receptions, 148 and a touchdown. 30 points for Stephon Diggs. Great week. Michael Pittman decided to play football this week, ladies and gentlemen. It was unbelievable. 16 targets. Unfortunately, did not find the end zone. My question is this what we're going to have to expect from Mike Pittman this year for him to be fantasy, relevant? He's been kind of a letdown. He had he's had a week or two of production, but it has been far and few between. He also had a nice big day from Mark Andrews, finally coming through for him. 11 targets, 7 receptions, 106 yards, and a touchdown. Gets him 25 points. His stars came out to play. They showed up. They got him the points he needed. Didn't get a whole lot of this Geno Smith and Geno we trust last week against Arizona, which is surprising because Arizona's defense has just been non-existent this year. They have no pass rush. So curious to see how that worked out. Sensation, his leading scorers, Trevor Lawrence. Well, when you're starting Kenny Pickett on the other side, I guess that's your quarterback there has to be Trevor Lawrence carry you. Christian McCaffrey pulls his weight, 20 points on the week, 13 carries, 7 catches, no touchdowns for him. Had one big play over 40 yards, gets him up there to the 20-point mark. Travis Kelce actually had a 100-yard game receiving, which was interesting for him. Usually he's just a red zone target. So another 100-yard game from Kelce. Good for you. Gets him 20 points. And who showed up? Ezekiel Elliott. Decided he was going to run the ball this week. 13 carries, 81 yards, but he did get in the end zone for the touchdown. Gets him 15 points. Fortunately, it just wasn't enough to take down Rooks. Rooks improves to 4-2. Asian Sensation drops down to 4-2 on the season. Still okay in the standings. Not looking too bad. Next matchup we'll get into is a Blind Squirrel. Blind Squirrel versus Fun Bags. Blind Squirrel's on a hot streak, guys. Watch out now. This was what we all talked about before the season. We all liked Blind Squirrel's team. Unfortunately, he just could not get healthy. We're looking at this, and he's had some uptake. And unfortunately, his QBs have not come through for him. Matt Stafford has been just a huge disappointment this year. Not getting a whole lot of points. 5 points on the week. He just does not look right. Leading scores for him were his newfound starter and Kenneth Walker, just 3 yards short of a 100-yard gain in the bonus, but he still racks him up 18 points. Chris Godwin was also relevant, 12 targets, 6 catches for 95 yards, no TDs. His big player of the week, though, Brandon Ayuk, 11 targets. 11 targets for Brandon Ayuk. 8 receptions, 83 yards, and 2 TDs. Nice going. Nice pickup there, Blind Squirrel. Nice. He had on his bench, he had Allen Robinson. Unfortunately, Allen Robinson had a decent fantasy day with a touchdown, and he had him on the bench. But listen, you can't trust Allen Robinson at this point. Fun Bags did have some high scores. Austin Eckler continues to do his thing. Only 14 carries, only 36 yards. He did get in the end zone. He did have 10 catches. That's a lot of volume. He had 16 targets on the week. Huge amount of volume for Austin Eckler. You're talking, he had 30 looks. With 14 carries and 16 targets, that's 30 chances to touch the ball. You can't deny that kind of volume. Austin Eckler is definitely on the watch list for the future. I mean, right now I think he is RB1 on the season for our league. Adam Thielen had a nice day for him, getting 13 points. He did get the 2-point conversion and a touchdown. Other than that, not a whole lot of scoring coming out of Fun Bags. Kyler Murray got some 20 points, but unfortunately it's just not enough to take down Blind Squirrel. Blind Squirrel takes us down 111 to 102. improving to 2-4. Funbags drops to 2-4 on the season. That's a tight race there for that final playoff spot, getting into that 6th spot. Next matchup we're going to look at is Joe Mama versus Boobies. Listen, Joe Mama came in this heavily favored. Boobies was a huge dog, and Joe Mama takes it down. I mean, his team just continues to impress. Had Joe Burrow, huge day, 300 yards passing, 3 TDs. Even had a rushing touchdown in there. So, huge day for Joe Burrow. He even played Justin Fields this week, who actually had a decent day. 19 points on the week. Definitely over what he was projected to get. Didn't get him a whole lot from his running backs. Very shocking. Nick Chubb has been easily riding him to the top. But, of course, with all those stars he's going on the team, Jamar Chase pulls through with a 40-point week. 7 receptions, 132 and 2 TDs. Huge week. Cooper Kupp, underwhelming this week. It seems like Matt Stafford's struggles have now gone to Cooper Kupp. He's still heavily targeted, 8 targets, 7 receptions. But it looks like they've got to find other ways to get him the ball. People are just keying in on him. Matt Stafford's played that card too long. He's only hyper-targeted Kupp. Everybody knows it. You stop Kupp, you stop that whole offense. High scores for Boobies was Breece Hall. Shockingly, that man is become a very, very good fantasy running back. Deebo Samuel didn't do a whole lot. You know, he had 10 targets. Not as many as Brandon Ayuk, but of course people are going to key on Deebo Samuel. It is Deebo Samuel. Allen Lazard had a good week. 9 targets. 9 targets. That's a huge uptake. It seems like he's getting back to 100%. 76 yards. He did get in the end zone, so 15 points out of Allen Lazard. Not a whole lot of scoring from anybody else on Booby's team. Unfortunately, Justin Herbert was kind of a blank. 8 points this week. Jacoby Brissett was kind of a blank this week, only 8 points. So tough going for Boobies. He did have Juju Smith-Schuster, who finally had a ball game. Listen, only 5 targets. He did catch all 5. He took one to the house, had 113 yards with 1 touchdown. That offense is just such an anomaly. You don't know who to pick up. I mean, you look at it, MVS had a huge game previous week. This week, I think he literally scored 0. I don't even know if he had any targets. I got to look that up. But really a difficult offense to read. The only real person I think you can really start in that offense is Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. I'm not looking at the running backs. I'm not looking at the receivers. You just don't know. It's Russian roulette. It's Russian roulette with that team right now. So, Joe Mama improves to 5-1. Solid hold on first place now. He takes us down 150 to 101. Boobies drops to 2-4. Next matchup is Big Time Sean versus Natan. And going into this, Big Time Sean was nearly a 10-point favorite. But sneaky. Natan comes through with a great week. And Big Time Sean, all his players were just duds. The only person who carried him through was Josh Allen and Gabe Davis. Everybody else was just a dud. I mean, his third high scorer was the kicker. So, I mean, that should tell you everything. He didn't have a whole lot on his bench. Everybody was on bye week. But Team Natan's team did enough. Jimmy Garoppolo and Patrick Mahomes did well this week. Devontae Smith found his way into the end zone. Jalen Waddle had a big week despite not having Tua. I think getting Teddy Bridgewater into the game definitely helped. You know, that's a shocker. And Darnell Mooney shockingly comes through. I mean, Chicago is starting to throw that ball now. He had 12 targets. So, I mean, it's good to see. Darnell Mooney is a hell of a receiver. Hopefully Justin Fields finds different ways to get him the ball. He is a playmaker. But Team Natan pulls off the upset, 114 over 91. Big Time Sean is this week's Toilet Bowl Award winner. Congratulations there, Big Time Sean. Way to get in there and get yourself a Toilet Bowl Award. Final matchup, of course, is my Evan Jefferson We Trust versus the Polk High Prodigies and Foggy Toast. Man, I was a pretty big favorite in this one. I was nearly a 20-point favorite and just stunk it up. I not necessarily stunk it up. I just didn't get any key moments from my key players. My high scorers were Ramondre Stevenson, Justin Jefferson, and Leonard Fournette. Foggy had some guys really blow up. Tyreek Hill had a huge day, 15 targets on the day. Didn't get in the end zone, but he did have 177 yards receiving again. A.J. Brown has a good day, gets himself into the end zone, 15 points. Dalvin Cook, I knew it was over when Dalvin Cook broke that late run, that long touchdown run to seal the deal. They were keeping Dalvin Cook in check, and then he just erupts on that big, long, I believe it was over 50 yards, gets in there for the touchdown. I mean, that's essentially the bulk of his carries. On one carry, he had 77 yards. He did have a TD that was over 50 yards. So, Good for him. He ends up with the win this week. Takes me down 166 over 135. Foggy improves to 3-3. I dropped to 4-2. All right, guys, get into the players of the week. Joe Burrow led all QBs with 35.5 points. Surprisingly, all running backs were led by Breece Hall. Breece Hall with 24.1. Nice day. I mean, like I said, that guy is turning out to be a diamond in the rough found for running backs. So, nice job, Breece Hall. Receivers, of course, were led by Ja'Marr Chase. I mean, 40 points. Had huge production this week. Really strong week. Those are your players of the week. News and updates. Listen, it looks like if you got any Panther players, Christian McCaffrey, any of those guys on your team, it looks like it's going to be an open season fire sale for these guys. We're going to see you got about 2 weeks till the trade deadline, so keep your eyes out on that. Those could be some interesting moves to see what teams want to jump on there and pick some of those guys up. Listen, guys, the struggles are real this year. I was looking at the stats. We got 110 less touchdowns than we did in 2020. 110 less touchdowns. It's nearly 100 touchdowns less than it was last year. Scoring is definitely down. I can't explain it. It just seems like people are really struggling in the red zone. A lot of kickers kicking a lot of field goals. Low-scoring games. Been kind of a weird season in the scoring aspect. So for fantasy, it's been kind of it's been struggle. It's been tough. All right, guys, some injury updates for Week 7. Looks like Michael Thomas is still out for the New Orleans Saints. Saquon Barkley, questionable for Week 7 with a shoulder injury. Jalen Waddle, also questionable Week 7 with a shoulder injury. Looks like Raheem Mostert, also on there. He's got a knee issue. Some things you just want to monitor going into this week. Ja'Marr Chase has a hip issue dealing with today. T. Higgins was also on the injury report for this week with an ankle issue. Keenan Allen has been upgraded to questionable with that hamstring he's been dealing with since Week 1, so hopefully he can get in the games. Russell Wilson dealing with now a hamstring. I believe it was a shoulder first. Now it's a hamstring this week. But listen, if anybody knows, Russell Wilson is unlimited. So apparently he has an unlimited amount of injuries this year because he's just not knowing he forgot how to play football. I know he hit the waiver wires in our league this week. I think finally it's just over. Marquise Brown looks like he's out probably a month. Expected to return in Week 12. Baker Mayfield continues to deal with his ankle injury. Looks like P.J. Walker will be the starter for this week. Dak Prescott, is he going to come back this week? He's still questionable. I believe he does make it back to the field. I think Dallas got what they wanted. Was a bad game out of Cooper Rush last week to get Dak an opening to get him back in the game. Cam Akers, I think he's done in L.A. I think everybody's dropped him around every league I've seen. Jameis Winston for the New Orleans Saints was limited to practice on Tuesday. Keep monitoring that situation for the rest of the week. Pat Freiermuth was cleared from concussion protocol this week. He should be able to play, so if you're looking at tight ends, Pat Freiermuth is available, I believe, in most leagues. Carson Wentz has been ruled out for Week 7. Looks like Heineke will make the start next week. I believe he just got picked up in our league. So those are just some of the injury updates for the week, guys. Keep it posted. Please monitor those. Look at those on Friday. See who's practicing. That's a big key. You'll notice who's probably going to be in and around the lineups. All right, some notes for the week. Nice job for the manager of the week. Sensation again. He set the most efficient lineup. Unfortunately, it wasn't a loss, but way to read your roster correctly, buddy, and play the right people. High score for the week was Foggy Toast with 166. I guess losing to the high score of the week is not so bad. Season high score so far. Looks like Big Time Sean has dropped out with that Toilet Bowl award. Joe Mama now leads the way with 916 points. Sensation is in second with 886 points. So about 30 points behind is Sensation. Big Sean put up that turd of a week with the 91 points. So he is falling out. He did have the lead last week slightly and now has lost it. So congratulations to the Toilet Bowl award winner. Nice job, Big Time Sean. Hey, can you do it again? We are playing each other. I'm hoping you get the Toilet Bowl award 2 times in a row. We haven't had a repeat winner since Blind Squirrel got off this side. Sean, can you get on that roll for me? Come on, be like your QB Russell Wilson was. Unlimited amount of Toilet Bowl awards. All right. All right, now I bring in the master expert to do next week's predictions. How we doing, Jace?
Good.
All right, you going to pick the winners?
Yeah.
All right, you going to help Daddy?
Yeah.
Okay, so which one do you like in this matchup? Okay, which one you like? You like this one or this one?
Oh, I like this one.
Oh, you like Daddy's team?
Yeah.
That's Daddy's team. Yeah, Daddy's team's going to win?
Yeah. Sure. Daddy's team will win.
Very nice. So Jace, the expert, has picked In Jefferson We Trust over Big Time Sean. Key matchups in that one, he's got Jared Goff and Tannehill going against Mariota and Brady. That should be an interesting matchup. It's the battle of the bye weeks this week. So we'll see how that goes. But you like Daddy's team to win, Jace?
Yeah.
All right. Who do you like this one? You like Sensation or Fun Bags? You like Sensation, the one with the green?
Yeah.
All right. Jace has said it. Sensation will win this week. He is slightly favored. He gets Tua back in his lineup this week. Hopefully he shakes off the cobwebs, gets the game rolling. McCaffrey, of course, is still out there. Still at the current moment a Panther, even though amidst the trade talks. We'll see how that goes. All right, next matchup is going to be Blind Squirrel and Foggy Toast. Blind Squirrel is a slight favorite. Jace, who do you like in this game?
Foggy.
You like Foggy. All right. Very nice. All right, Foggy is the underdog in this one. He has Tyler Heineke and Lamar Jackson going for him in the quarterback spot. Hopefully he gets a big day out of Josh Jacobs, Drake Hill. And DeAndre Hopkins makes his debut this week on Thursday night. Hopefully he can come through and score some points for Foggy. Next matchup is Joe Mama versus Natan. Joe Mama is a heavy favorite in this game. Jace, who do you like? You like Joe Mama or Natan?
The mama.
Joe Mama he likes. All right, nice pick. He's a regular old Zach Wilson. Joe Mama has, of course, his star study. He's got Dak Prescott going this week as he makes his return to the starting lineup. Other key matchups, of course, got Nick Chubb going, Jamar Chase going in that Sunday night matchup. Could be an interesting matchup. Natan's got to make some moves here to maybe hopefully get some luck. He's got Devontae Smith still in his lineup. Of course, he's on a bye this week. So hopefully he corrects that mistake before the games start. Next matchup is Rooks versus Babu. Who do you like, Jace? You like Rooks or Babu?
Rooks.
You like Rooks. He goes with Rooks, the favorite in this matchup. He's a 20-point favorite going in. Hopefully Jace has made the prediction that Rooks will win this matchup. He's got, of course, his Geno Smith, his favorite player in the NFL, going for him with Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman going with the Colts. Hopefully they carry some load for him. This Pittman definitely helped out last week, had a big game. He's also got George Kittle going and Mark Andrews playing the tight ends this week.
Rooks go.
All right. So remember, guys, make sure you set your lineups. Make sure they're all good to go.
Hi, everybody.
All right, for our just $1 breakdowns, I pulled off another W last week with the combination of Kyler Murray, Dalvin Cook, and Tyler Lockett, totaling of 45.3 points. Lee went with Geno Smith, Kenneth Walker, and Mike Evans. Unfortunately, falls short, 36.88. Falls a little short this week. Falls to 1-3. I'm at 3-1 this week's picks. I'm going to go with the combination. Next one? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go with the combination of Tom Brady, Austin Eckler, and Tyreek Hill this week. Lee's going to go with
Carr, MC, Debo.
So if you didn't get that, he will go with the combination of Derek Carr, Christian McCaffrey, and Debo Samuel this week.
Equals 2 plus 3 equals 5.
Very good. Look at that. We got some math trivia for you there, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. All right, guys, that'll do it for us this week. I hope you guys enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.
See you next time, everybody.
Later, guys.
See you tomorrow.